Today we're talking about a pretty important topic, and that's about divorce and co-parenting and the kids. Because let's get real, divorce isn't just about, okay, I'm breaking up the family.
Right.
You can actually lose your own identity during divorce.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get into that a little bit and, definitely talk about the mental health piece, but you kind of focus on, the children involved and how, kind of just going through your identity. So obviously, just to start, what does it do to people? Like what we have, like with clients, going through initially, like who are they, especially when they've been with this person for 10, 20, 30 years sometimes. I frequently hear that people don't know who they are anymore because they were the wife, they were the mom, they were involved in this family, and now they're like lost.
Absolutely.
So I know that I see that as a big, thing people coming in here for, women, men, they don't know how to process and figure out who they are. So.
And I think it's a lot of it is too, like, it depends on your age.
Yes,
also.
Definitely.
Because in our age, we've seen a lot of people that they went to school, got married. So they've been married. That's been their whole adult life. Absolutely. And then a lot of times what I see is it's when the empty nest happens and now they're going, everything's changed. Roles have changed, who they are, like you said, and they don't have any idea who they are. And they don't have, so everything is just a mess. But I also, unfortunately, think it brings out the worst in people.
You're right. And that's where I hear a lot of like, oh, I don't even know who that person was, or this, this is someone different that I'm divorcing and things like that.
Absolutely. That is so true. And, I see a lot of that too, especially in our age range where they lose their identity because they placed it in the spouse. They placed it in the kids, attending all the kids' activities and different things like that. And then when the kids go off to college, there's nothing in between the two spouses but space. The kids aren't there to distract. The kids aren't there to go to the basketball game, the cheerleading, games and all those different things. And they don't know how to navigate as two empty nesters. So a lot of, things that they didn't have to focus on now, it's in the room and they have to focus on it and they don't know how.
Yeah. How do you normally, TJ, begin like with a client like that? Like saying, like, let's say they've been married 20 years. I've had a lot of clients recently. It's very strange. It's kind of all at once where they got married young. They got married, very young, either late teens or early 20s. And now they're 40s and 50s. And they're like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. What do you usually say? Like, how do you start that? Or what do you suggest?
Well, I suggest we do a lot of self-development, like, because it's almost like a rebuilding. Right? A rebuilding or, a re-manifesting or resurfacing, right? Because you get lost in a whole bunch of stuff. So your identity it's in there, but it's like packed down because of everything else that's been on it. So it's like digging deep. So we unpack the suitcase in the room. Okay. You got your suitcase in here. Let's unpack it. What are some things that you've always wanted to do that maybe because you got married and had kids, you couldn't do? And sometimes they'll go, oh, I don't know, because, my husband was, or my wife, was my whole life. And so when you break that apart for them and say, okay, no, let's just start here. Let's start with 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C, D. And then let's start putting it back together. So we talk about interests, what things interest them. Well, before you got married, what were your interests? Did you, actually did you do those things that you were interested in, or did you put them on the back burner? And it doesn't matter if you did put it on the back burner, of course, because when you have family, sometimes you do have to put, your things on the back burner. So we talk about the goals, talk about what their interests are. What would you like to do? What do you look forward to doing? And we start there and develop, in that area. And then we start to build on that so that they could discover who they really are outside of or after the divorce.
I like that.
I was going to say, I actually am working with a wonderful family. And it's funny because a lot of times, because, I like to do the individuals and the couples. And sometimes it doesn't always happen. It always kind of happens strange. And it's like, I'll have one that presents and thinks it's this, but then, oh no, it's the marriage. And then it's this. And actually we're finally on the other side of it. And what I have seen, kind of like what you said, is that I'm now having to go, wait a minute. You're different people over here. Like, and to say like, oh, this never happened, or, oh, this in here, because they start to discover well, but I wanted this and I wanted this and he's not giving me or she's not. I go, but we got to slow down. I said, because the roles that you played, you did get all of that. And like you said, I mean, and then I do a lot of like, and you were raising your kids. And that's what you were doing. And nothing is better than that, but this is for you now. And so even when I get them in and we do some of the relational stuff, you can see how, again, we talked before about, patterns. And I said, and their patterns of behaviors and communication styles no longer fit where they are. And even in that, they're not realizing how nothing works at this point in time.